Yo, I'm Young Gil, and I'm rocking with Da Vinci Yield TV. Y'all tune in, make that subscribe. However you gotta get there, comment whether you like it or you hate it. Shouts out to Capo 1 and 2, the whole B Street mob, my baby Keisha, my mama, my nephews Jiggy Man, Tommy and them, Big Mama Nina. What up, though?
You dig? What up, though? You already know how it goes. Smash, like, subscribe, comment. I don't care what you comment as long as you comment. You dig? Fresh off work, about to drop y'all some heat, man. First off, thank you to all my supporters. I appreciate y'all a million, billion %. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Y'all already know how I feel. Y'all already know how I'm rocking. Thank y'all so much, man. Make sure y'all hit me up on that Clubhouse, that IG, and doing some other things, trying to create some income and revenue. You'll see it throughout the videos, throughout the links. Definitely check me out on IG so we can start, paying for some interviews, with guys that want the cash, like Wayman Kincaid. I talked to him, and hopefully we can schedule something to where he can call and just give y'all a little brief information about him and his appeal process and him. I think he's about to come home. That's what he say. Wayman talked that, World talked that cash. Still in high spirits. I'm glad that he reached out to me because initially he rejected me, but I said, nah, I ain't something no for an answer. So I went back and I plotted some things out with him. But he gonna come home and do big things. He got a real big story to tell. So it's about to be a real juicy year. Hopefully, man, that he come home and get free from them gates this year, because that ain't no place to be. You dig? Nah, let me get into this video. It's called the County Jail Survival Kit. And I'm just to tell you about it a bit. So in the county jail is real boring, man. Like, it's nothing to do. You got basic cable, like Ion, the best shows that come on outside of sports. When you do catch in the game day, it's big. If it's ABC, if something coming on ABC, that's football or basketball related, that's coming on at that time. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you watching reruns on Ion, Medea's Family Reunion, one of the oldest episodes. It's just nothing on TV at all, man. TMZ probably the hypest thing to come on TV. TMZ, and then for a while they was getting the Modern Family, and that was like a big thing. So just imagine what type of life that is. And you sitting on a rock that's the size of, like, it's like some of the rocks, it's like a cage, just like 10 by 10 with 6, 7 bunks on it. So that's about 12 to 14 men. And a crowded, congested space. One toilet, one shower. Food horrible. Food horrible is not enough. You be starving, waiting for your next meal. That's the only thing to look forward to when is to wake up, get your next meal, get store day, and court. So it's the only things you can look forward to, nothing else. Or maybe, getting on the phone, getting on the tablet, maybe getting a visit if you get those. But if not, that's a real lonely, cold place to be. The Cockroaches, I BS you not. Anybody been to Wayne County Jail? I am not lying. Ask about quarantine and the cockroaches in there. I never seen, even in the South, I never seen them like this. A roach, literally, this big, this wide, antennas about the size of your, well, not this, but about the length of your pointing finger. I don't know what those things are, man. Maybe they're not cockroaches. I don't know what they is. You got these leech type things coming up through the drain. These black things be all in the shower, crawling around. They got to constantly spray it. People with MRSA, because it's such a small shower, the water bounce off the walls and hit your skin, and you might rub an infection inside you. So when you go in the showers, you got to be careful not to touch the curtain too much. Some rocks, they'll just take the curtain off and then put a sheet up over the little space that they got blocking it, or they just go in there and have it open because you don't want that shower curtain touching you. So just imagine how nasty that is, to the point that you got to go shower in front of naked men, or excuse me, shower naked in front of men. It's a cold world, but every time I've been to the county jail, it's always a rock boss. It's always a guy. He might be back on the writ from prison, which means he's coming from prison down here to courts. So when you got the prison knowledge in you, you know how to run people that never been there before. They might have been in the county jail, but they don't know how the prison politics go, so they manipulate and intimidate a lot of people. Some guys come down as predators while you're in the county jail. So you know, you might not be out here thugging, but you might catch a DUI and can't bond out, or you might hurt somebody while you drive. It could be anything, you know what I'm saying, that you do. You could get in a little bar fight and have to go to the county jail. Then, you know, you ain't that tough. Now you got to deal with a whole predator. Like, you either gonna pay, or you gonna do this, or you gonna do that. You gonna give me stuff off your tray. And I've seen people starve, man, for days, nothing. And some of them was deserving of it because they were in there for certain cases. Y'all gotta pick up when I'm putting down. I'm gonna have to insinuate a lot of stuff, because on the tube, the monetization be hard to get when you use certain words, or you gotta wait for the request to review your videos and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm gonna start using different terminology. So you gotta go look at that video I dropped on jail prison slang, and Young Gil also got one down there too, man. So make sure y'all check that out for real, for real. But it's always a rock boss, and he'll always do little things just to see where your head at, just to see where your heart at. You know, a young dog, hey, you go grab me a bag of chips, then you do it for him. Now he asks you for another bag. Now he asks you for a candy bar. Now he asks you for stamps. And okay, and even if you are generous enough to give it to somebody, or you're naive enough to be like, okay, I got a bunch of this, I ain't gonna be here long, I'm gonna bind out tomorrow or in a week when they lower my bond, he think from his perspective that you soft. So when I go into the county jail, I go in, I make sure I make it look like I've been there before. That's my room right there. Okay, what you got, bottom top on? Oh, all right, yeah. Just to make it seem like I've been here before. In the moment, one of them rock bosses, you know, I might be next on the phone. He say, no, I got next. Nah, bro, I got next. I call a witness. Oh, I got next on the phone. He say, yeah. I'm not saying, oh, go ahead and none of that stuff. No, I got next on the phone. And I know it might be petty, but you give up that spot on the phone. Now his homeboy think he gonna do it. The flunky's running up under him, because the rock boss, when you a boss, people gravitate towards you. People want protection. People want to be in your good graces, so you won't victimize them. You know what I'm saying? So if I got next on that phone, it is what it is. I know it might seem barbaric that we up here about to get into it over the phone, or people are getting to it over the phone, but you got to understand what type of environment that you are in. You're around a bunch of guys in there for crimes. You're not in jail for being benevolent, giving out turkeys and stuff like that, hugging people. You're not in jail for that. You're in jail for some hard stuff, usually. So that spot on the phone, that joint mine. They put people all the way in the back of the line because they might be short trays, and you might have to wait an hour to get your food. So they're cutting in front of you in the line or whatever. Not cutting in front of me in the line. Whatever position I get in, whether it's last, whether it's second, whether it's first, there's no particular order there at all. Far as the tablets, it used to be 2 tablets on the rock, and the tablets you can video call. Well, people can video call you, set up a meeting, video call you. You can play games on or read a book, but it's 2 tablets between 12, 14 men, so on and so forth. So it's like it always created division. The 2 bosses, or the 2 most aggressive, they had their side and they had a side. And then whatever neutrals that's cool with either side, that's who tablet they use. Last time I was in the county jail, and a guy said something to me about riding the tablet because I had some money on that joint. I got arrested with I want to say $700 on me. What they didn't take, they took the money that wasn't in my wallet. So I had the $700, and it went on my books. So and I wasn't gonna be there long. I knew as soon as I got a bond, I'd be out, because it wouldn't be nothing I couldn't afford or couldn't pay a bondsman to get me out. So I ain't really tripping about it, but I rode it because it ain't nothing to do. I'm on there looking at movies, so on and so forth. I remember the brother said to me, like, man, oh damn, you riding that tablet, we keep it moving. And I didn't catch what he said at first, so he came back, and then he said it kind of aggressive. So I looked at him like, oh, for real? Oh, I'm riding it. What's up? He like, man, why you gotta be like that? This, and that. Because your tone, all you had to do is say, okay, this is the power rules. We don't keep the tablet no more than 10 minutes apiece, or more than 5 minutes apiece. Or after a video call, you pass it to somebody, let them write. You pass it, let somebody else write a message. Pass it, let somebody else do a video call. All you had to do is simply express that to me, bro. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not these other little guys that's in here scared of you. And so basically, it's very simple when you go to county jail. Don't let nobody take advantage of you. Don't let nobody think you sweet. Make it look like you've been there before. And if you can't make it look like you've been there before, make it seem like you ain't tripping about going that way. Somebody say something crazy to you out the way. Get up off the car, say, move, so and so. Nah, And a lot of people to be super tough and overly aggressive, all they doing is trying to intimidate you, see how far they can go with you. So when you go up in that thing, you find out who the rock boss is. You find out who his underlings are, because if you do get into it with him, you got to know that this guy gonna jump in, this guy might jump in. So me personally, I play it cool until they get to see who I am, and then some people start gravitating towards me. Rock boss, like, okay, he not a sucker. And then once some people start gravitating towards my strength and my fearlessness, now I got 1 or 2 people to have my back or look out for me. That's it right there. I ain't let nothing slide with the rock boss or any of his underlings. I'm going to check them. As soon as they cut to me any type of way, I'm checking them. Off there, they ain't got to be physical or nothing like that. I'm checking them like, you know, oh, you need to get to the back of the line for the lunch tray. Oh, nah, I'm right here. Problem. Not being super tough or nothing like that, but the county jail ain't super tough. It's just a lot of young kids in there. They get, you know, I remember I was in there with Q. I forget his name, but I'm gonna do a video about him too. He was cool guy, and he thought he was gonna win his case, and his co-defendants started turning on him one by one, and he started going, because he knew it was at risk. He knew his guidelines, if he lost trial, was going to be about 40 to 60 years. But I think they ended up giving him like 45 to 60 years. And he was expecting to go home or get 5 or 6, or take a plea to 5 to 10 or 5 to 20 or something like that. And it didn't happen like that. He ended up getting 45 years, but he started going crazy, right? Started beating people up. And he had some a guy or 2 up under him. And I remember they got into a fight with a guy. And when I say they beat this guy for about 10 minutes, I'm talking about uppercuts, knees, biting them, elbows, just whooping them. That couldn't be me in the county jail at all. When I get up in there, I try to find something loose. A lot of guys don't know how to do it, because I have been in the county jail after I've been in prison. And then when I was in the county jail, I think it was the first time I was dealing with some older guys, and they taught me how to manufacture a little piece. It can be simple as just taking a pen and a pencil, putting 2 of them together, taking the lid off of them, tying them up together real good. You get 1 or 2 off before it break. It'll be little pieces hanging off the phone, little screws in the floor, the light at the top of the room. A lot of people can't reach it. You know, you get on top of the bed, you lean on the wall. If you're tall enough, you can lean from one wall to the next and grab little stuff off the light. So I always make that known that, like, yeah, it'll go there. And I might even drop one in front of somebody just so they can see it, like, he's not playing. Because the county jail ain't really like the joint. Like, the joint, you get into a fight, a lot of people gonna start come looking, and police gonna, you know, it can go on for a long time. But the county jail, they not coming in that cage until they got backup. And them elevators, sometimes they don't work, or you'll have to wait 5 minutes for an elevator. It's not because they that busy, it's because it's that slow. You'll have to keep pushing the door button closed, keep pressing your floor over and over and over. You could be up in the elevator for 10 minutes. The police might take 10 minutes to come see you, and you could have already been fighting for 10 minutes. And some people just don't stop. They just don't stop. So you go in there, holler at your bunkie, you see what ask him, hey, you got any rules to make us live together better? He can say yay or nay. Most guys be like, hey, look, this is my stuff over here. This is your stuff, so on and so forth. You know, don't take nothing without asking, and we gonna be good. Ain't too many rules in it, but and that's really the bad thing, because there ain't enough rules, ain't enough structure, and you just in this small confined space with a lot of testosterone, with nothing to do. You might get wrecked 1 time a week to go shoot on some rims 30 feet tall. No, literally, like, they up there like not 30 feet, but if a regular rim 10.5, they rims got to be at least 16, 18 feet, because they want to make sure you don't dunk and hurt yourself or climb up on top of it and don't get down. But that ain't no place to be, man. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Peace and blessings be to y'all. Big 5.